The reason I wanted to hold this event today was because Mandem was set up to be like a progressive male space in opposition to some of the strange like alt-right men movements that are kind of arising at the moment. But there's also been like a growing conversation in the UK regarding like masculinity and mental health that have been dictated by the likes of Grace and Perry and recently Robert Webb, who's from the Peep Show, if anyone knows the Peep Show. And the question sort of to me then became like, can they truly speak on behalf of like all men, and do they truly understand masculinity themselves? Is the answer as simple as telling men not to man up? Like, is that really going to end toxic masculinity? Or is it something deeper? Is toxic masculinity simply a reflection of capitalist society's desire to dominate?
This like idea of how we're supposed to be a kind of traditional male, and whether that's corrosive to men's happiness, or whether in fact also you could say it's true the other way around, that by the time you are making yourself conform with this particular idea of how a gender is supposed to be, that's a sign that your mental health is already kind of under duress in some way. That you're so alienated from yourself, and then do things that you feel will, make others see you a different way, or make you have more value, I guess, of a particular kind that perhaps is not a form of value that we sort of innately recognise, but then are trained to and are indoctrinated into believing in as we become men.
I did my research, like we said before, in Dominica. I did my research on fatherhood, but just generally just spent a lot of time amongst men in the village where I was living, predominantly working class men, just living life with them, playing football, going fishing, doing whatever it is you do in your daily life. I'll spend time with you and I want to learn a little bit about your way of life. So I was fascinated to find that there was a guy amongst the fishermen who go out every single day, and the fishermen are well respected within this particular village, called La Chichi. So I was fascinated, how was it that this man was so respected within the village in a place which I'd been told was one of the most homophobic places on earth? And it was because he was a good fisherman, straight up, just like that. All that I'm saying is that there's a possibility of acknowledging certain ways of being male which we're told don't exist in a particular place, or we're told can't be possible, we're told you can't be celebrated if you are this. Yet that was possible in that context, which I thought was quite an interesting and potentially redeeming thing. And again, it's about where we shine our light, or where we position our ear to hear where certain forms of expression come through.